Okay, so we're going to take a look at the quadratic formula. And again, this should be a review topic from your Algebra 1 days. Again, the formula is going to be x equals opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And this is developed out of the process of completing the square, which you touched on in your Algebra 1 days as well. Now, this may have happened during the remote learning portion of last year. All right, so depending, it may take a little bit more review to bring this fresh. Khan Academy, if you search quadratic formula, there'll be tons and tons of videos that can supplement the quick explanation we have here on these two. And again, we're going relatively quick because this is a review topic. But if the remote time was extra difficult for you, I would highly encourage taking a look out to Khan and take a look at what they have for quadratic formula as well. All right, so again, this is going to be a structure to help us solve quadratics when factoring maybe isn't an option, or where we just happen to not see the number pair that works. All right, and either option works. So in this first one, it's actually one that we could solve by factoring if we wanted to, because 3 times negative 6 is going to be negative 18. That would give me a positive 9, negative 2 as a number pair that would allow me to split the middle term. All right, but we're going to take this other approach. So you notice we identified A was 3, B was 7, C was negative 6. So I'm going to get my quadratic formula template ready to go. All right, and I always just structure this as a blank template, and then I drop my values in. So B is going to be 7. So I've got a 7 there and there. A is 3. C is negative 6. So I go ahead and drop them in their appropriate spots. So I have negative 7 plus or minus square root. 7 squared is 49. And then I have minus times a minus, that's going to be a plus. And this would be 4 times 3, which is 12, times 6, which would be 72. So if I push those two together, and that's all over 6, that's a negative 7 plus or minus square root. That's going to be a 121 inside, all over 6. Now, we know the square root of 121 is 11, so I have negative 7 plus 11 over 6, and negative 7 minus 11 over 6. Again, I'm leaning on that plus minus sign that was there. So in the first half of this, I've got 4 over 6, or 2/3. And in the second half of this, I have negative 18 over 6, which would be negative 3. So my two values for x are 2/3 and negative 3. And we could confirm that by factoring if we wanted to, using split middle term. All right, looking to the next one. The next one, if I take 5 times 9, I've got 45. And I don't see a number pair right away that's going to work in this one, but we'll find out soon enough if a number pair would have worked. So we're going to go straight to quadratic formula. I have x equals, I'm going to set up my template. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and plug in the values. So b was negative 3. All right, a was 5. C was negative 9. So we'll go ahead and get those in there. So that's going to be x equals 3 plus or minus square root 9. And then I've got a negative and a negative, so that's a positive. 4 times 5 times 9 is going to be 180. So we have plus 180 all over 10. All right, so that's 3 plus or minus square root 189 all over 10. All right, so I'm going to see if this reduces. So I'm going to pull the 189 off to the side. I know a 3 goes in there. 63 times. And I know a 3 goes in there 21 times. And a 3 goes in there 7. So I can take a 3 out. So I have 3 plus or minus 3 root 21 would be left over inside, all over 10. Now, typically we write this out as two answers. So we've got 3/10 plus 3 root 21 over 10. And we also have 3/10 minus 3 root 21 over 10. And those would be my two answers. All right, so that's a quick review of solving with the quadratic formula. Hope that was helpful. And again, if you had a little rough go during the remote-only portion of last year, you may want to jump out to Khan Academy and take a look at some of the video tutorials they have and some of the practice sets. This is just meant to be a quick review based on previous coverage. All right, tonight's homework, solving quadratics. So it's going to be a mix. Early on, you should be able to use factoring almost exclusively. And then as you get to the last few, you might have to rely on the quadratic formula. All right, have a great one.